It's never too early to get going on the grind once again, and of course we knew with the pop reset happening on Cuatro Colinas and everything that was going to entail, that things would be a whole lot different, and of course one of the differences is using the 308 AR-10 now, and I found it to be pretty effective, especially on the larger herds. I have done a bit of hunting around, as you can see just by looking at the map. There are red deer in new places, and I wanted to at least kind of do a quick scan of the map, try to find some of the areas where red deer are going to be drinking, and just, you know, as long as we can have some lakes where we can consistently find red deer, I think a video or stream doing this hunt will be a little bit better. And I would imagine that we will have streamed this yesterday, but minus that, and I guess our quick little hunt on the first day that we tested these, this is our first outing for the basically second iteration of our Great One Red Deer grind. And it would appear that there are some more stags around here. I knew there should have been. I guess we must have been just a little bit too early, and that is another major change to this grind. Red deer on Cuatro Colinas no longer drink from 5 to 9. Their drink time is something like 6 to 10 or 6:30 to 10. It's a little bit different. It doesn't really affect anything, like the overall length of their drink zones is the same, but just kind of getting used to that and hunting them, I guess, with a little more light is actually nice. Interesting way for that one to go down. I wish it was bigger. I can make for a pretty nice screenshot, but with the lack of light and the fact that it is a silver, I think we'll just kind of keep moving. I'm really not sure yet. There's definitely some things to understand better, but one of the major differences, again, with this grind, let's kind of get out of here so we don't have to deal with wolves, but the biggest lakes in the north and northeast really don't have that many stags at them, and it does considerably speed up the grind, because instead of having to run the entire distance, you can kind of just fast travel to maybe one spot and then move on. So anyway, wolves avoided, we can kind of get back to what I was saying, and one thing that I've kind of noticed with the Cuatro grind is some of the areas where initially we maybe had like 4 or 5 stags, there seems to only be maybe 1 or 2 now. So this is the location that we shot that melanistic on our first hunt. He was right over there, and we did delete that zone, so maybe this particular spot is not the best area to kind of show the difference. But through a lot of the areas that we've hunted, we started out with a bunch of stags kind of clustered at one lake, and it seems like they are spreading out. I just don't know where to, and that's kind of what I was getting at as far as we definitely need to test more things, explore more on this map, and like I said, we're probably going to stream this, I guess it will have been yesterday by the time this video comes out, and maybe that can be a part of it. But I definitely do like that it's changed, as much as it is nice to have a consistent routine that you just do and be as efficient as possible. When, you know, you've got 4,000 kills in a couple of months and, you know, hundreds of runs, it is nice just to kind of switch it up and see stags in different places, and I don't know, it's a little less kind of autopilot mode. I'm not sure if that really makes a lot of sense, but hopefully that comes across as what I'm trying to get at. But another silver, and hopefully we can kind of start to get into some golds as we're moving to some of the other lakes here. For those of you that are familiar with Cuatro Colinas, you may recognize this as one of the better greater Ibex lakes on the entire map. This little lake down here in the southwest, and there was a time all the way back when Cuatro released that this actually was a good red deer lake as well, but I don't know at what point, like what update, the red deer stopped spawning here, but it's been a long time since we've actually gotten to see them here, and as you can see now, there are quite a few, and unfortunately, kind of following the trend that we've had thus far, none are all that special. But I've got to imagine somewhere along here, and it's probably one of the locations that we have yet to discover, there must be some good-sized stags hiding around, but actually there's some tracks there. Let's climb in the tripod and shoot that one. I don't want to cause any extra pressure that we don't have to. And actually we could have used the tripod there, but the first one that we shot, I think it was kind of behind a tree from this view. So the first thing I gotta do is actually place a tent. I forgot to do it the first 2 times I've come here. Gotta get up on the flat, and actually it'll be a good thing. The location of the stags that we shot at first were a little too close to where the tripod's at, so running a bit should allow them to be far enough away to spawn in. Now, if these are red deer tracks, I'll end up moving the tent maybe down to that corner, but I'm not sure. It could be ibex. Kind of looks like, yeah, wolves actually, just one. Got tracks all around, and then that does not appear to be red deer either, so I think we're good. I do think that this one had a shot at gold. It actually made it 0.3 above as a level 6. Kind of rough when we're relying on 6s that have a shot to maybe make gold for us, but at least he did. Right long shot and all. Now we can drop down here and get those other 2, and I think we still have to get up to the lake in the far north in the middle. We haven't been to that one yet. And by the way, I'm sure this looks a little bit convoluted at the moment. Eventually we'll have like a consistent run that we do every time, like an order in which we check the lakes and stuff, but I did want to show some of these ones where red deer weren't in the past, because I think that's interesting, and any of you that are still in my position looking for a great one red deer here in February, that information will actually be rather useful. But let's go to one of the old faithful lakes that's had red deer the entire time. I'm only seeing one for the moment, but kind of like it was before, there do seem to be red deer on both sides. So we'll go ahead and hit the level 6. We still have a tent basically right on top of where they are, so it's easy to fast travel over and claim them. And while it's not exactly special, a minimum weight estimate level 4, that's kind of what we see sometimes across the lake. We can fast travel to this tent, go and claim stuff, and then basically head back to where we just came from. But this was the location of yet another trophy stag on this grind, and it was exactly this, fast traveling from one side to the other, that allowed us to find it. Here we are already, less than like 15 kills into this new grind, and I do believe both the melanistic and this level 9 right out here are initial spawns, but our second potential trophy red deer from this second grind following EW's pop reset of Cuatro Colinas, and kind of what I think is going to be the new meta for trying to make decent shots on drinking animals. Because of the fact that he was not going to lift his head, we kind of have to try to alert him and take the shot there, and I wanted to get a hard shot. Definitely was not a hard shot on the first one, but something good insta-dropped him the second time. You can see just how close he was to the tent here. I had spawned here and shot some red deer across the way at one point, and just because he was too close to the tent, he was never actually visible. But a 254.4 diamond, our first diamond, oh my goodness, our first diamond of the new grind. That shot was entirely too far forward. What a good use of the AR-10 308. Really getting to show that semi-automatic capability, that quick follow-up into the heart, and actually making a proper kill shot. We just about messed up the first diamond of the new grind. That would have been a horrible omen for the rest of it, surely, but 308 saved the day there, no doubt. You just gotta love initial spawns, and it is a nice way to start out a grind. And again, the amount of times I've referenced 1,000 kills we went without a single diamond is probably getting old, but just nice to see that level 9 starting out and feeling like we're on the right track. So a melanistic and a diamond thus far, and I'm not sure how many kills we are in since that point, probably counting today in the area of 75. So kind of getting started, and I guess from the stream as well, we'll be over 100 by the time this video comes out. And who knows, maybe the great one will be not that far off. I don't know where that stag came from. This will be maybe a good opportunity to use that 308. I love a better angle, but I think it's one of those times where we just get a couple of hits and let the gun do the work. No doubt it'll be messed up, flesh and intestines, and end up with a bronze, but better that than not getting the kill or the respawn. And then of course we have that 4 to claim, and I think we should be good to head off. So we've gotten our diamond, we've gotten a rare. One thing we don't have yet is a spike red deer from this second iteration of the grind. I'm sure it will only be a matter of time till that happens. But I'm kind of trying to figure, we might check a little bit of the river. I've looked at this lake and there's been nothing there. If there's time we could go and do that, but the one thing that I want to do is get back to that lake where we started at, because I'm pretty sure we were there too early. I would say that was the case. There is only one stag here, but I'm pretty sure minus the level 9 from a previous run, that's our biggest one. Just a lower weight estimate level 7, but should be a guaranteed gold to one half of that rack, I believe always makes it. And it's, again, minus that one level 6, it's basically our best stag. There are 2 more over there that I hadn't seen. So what do we shoot, 2 or 3 to begin with? 3 more here once we can get into the tripod and hopefully take the 2 of them out. This definitely seems to be one of the better lakes. I forget if I showed exactly where we were, so we'll get down and be on our way to go claim them, and as we do that, it's just this little lake in the northwest, an area that, to my knowledge, never had red deer on this map. Man, everywhere we look, there's tags. There's 2 nice ones over there on the far end. It's a good thing we have the tripod set up. I don't know if we can hit that mythical. We might be able to, but go figure. We've been to all these lakes. There's been basically nothing but 5s and 6s, and then returning to the lake where we started, there are 2 7s and an 8. So as long as the brush doesn't catch our shot, which it did not, should be good to get both of them. Now we have a whole ton of claiming to do. That's the rack with the bigger tops, and not the Troll 9 rack, but I think the one that scores as high as they can for a mythical. I've completely lost track of how many stags we shot at this lake in total now, but I think it would have been the second one we shot. The shot was a little too high, I'm pretty sure, into the vertebrae. It should bring him down. Actually, it looks like he was on his way back. He didn't make it too much further. Go figures. Well, it was the better of the 2. It still would have been a silver just barely. But now finally to the more interesting part. We get to claim some of the better ones. That one didn't make it by a whole lot. 185 makes it by about 3.5. This will be our mythical. Oh, actually, that's not the one that I thought it was. That's just a 215. So more like on the lower end of what the mythical red deer can score. I did not think we fell far enough to take damage there. And then finally a 189.3 level 7. I like this rack a lot. There's one that I didn't even recognize in a reason hunt. But a combination of having to check lakes that I'm not sure if there's going to be stags at, and kind of just starting to learn and being a little bit slower, has basically left us right at the end of red deer drink time. So we'll try to get around to anywhere else we can still. Well, turns out it was in fact a matter of time. There is our level 2. It's along the river here, and I forget where the crossing is, but it's not that close to here. There's also one random hind in here, but running the entire river takes a long time. And what I decided to do was, that was pure luck that he kind of stopped there. We hit him in the heart. I just wanted to fast travel to these locations where we could quickly check around, and the only one that I saw was that one. So I guess we have quite a run to go and claim him. Like I said, the crossing is not that close. There's a 6 there too. Might as well get him because I think we're coming from that side. And that'll be one bonus tag to get along the way. Oh boy. We're going to be best off spawning down here. I do see the little Browtine, so he's not going to be a minimum weight. Close though at 163 kg. 160 is the minimum. I don't know that we'll tax that necessarily because we do have some smaller ones, but a 54 scoring bronze. Don't know that we can get much worse than that with the, even like the minimum weights. I think it's in the 40s as the basically bottom end of the score. So then last for today is a 168 silver. Not too bad at 320 meters, honestly, from the 308. And we do have a diamond to add to our Red Deer Lodge. I think overall diamond number 18. But again, I've kind of started over with the counting. We may kind of keep track of the overall, like, diamonds and rares and such, since they are all going into the same lodge anyway. And ultimately, just another piece to this massive trophy lodge size puzzle. 254 for that guy, next to a bunch of other stags, both the small rack and the big rack, and this room is really filling up. I think this was our recent Melanist ticket would be if it was shot on the 17th. And who knows how much is left to go in terms of filling this lodge, but I am excited for this grind. I wonder how much the river is going to play into it. Again, I'll likely know that information by the time this video comes out. I'm probably going to run that on stream and see how we do, but it's going to be intriguing. I still want to get a great one off of Cuatro, though. As much as the grind has changed, that's been the ultimate goal, and I don't want to abandon it just because it is a little bit different. But anyway, that is going to do it for this video. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.